What's going on, my intergalactic pals? And today, hey, some judge rules, something that I always see interesting. One, I'm not going to talk about any of the cards from the new set. They are not out yet. Any rules that I would give are all, at this point, hypothetical because they are not official and they're not, legal, to say the least. But I'm not going to talk about any cards. I'm only going to talk about cards that are now legally in play for this rotation. Rotation happens in like months, but we won't worry about that. One of the questions that was asked was Snoke plus Stolen Landspeeder bounty. Snoke, they say player controls Snoke and a stolen Landspeeder. The Landspeeder is stolen. The other player claims to take the bounty. They get the Landspeeder onto their side of the field. Does the Landspeeder die? Because Snoke is constantly checking for that -2/-2. But with that being said, there's a plane flying by. That's fantastic. Let's just read the cards as they are, and then we'll step from one spot to another. There we go. So Supreme Leader Snoke, he's an 8 cost. He's blue villainy. He's a 6/6, and each enemy non-leader unit gets -2/-2. It's 1 for a 3/2. When played, if you played this from your hand, your opponent takes control of it. Bounty. If you own this unit, play it from your discard pile for free and give it an experience token. It's a 3/2. So what happens is you play Stolen Landspeeder, gave it to the Snoke player. You managed to defeat the Stolen Landspeeder. Now you can claim that bounty because it is your card. You own the card. You then play the Stolen Landspeeder. Even though Snoke is checking constantly, giving -2/-2, you still have to finish the rest of the bounty, meaning that you play it for free and then you give it an experience token. So you would play it, you would give it the experience token, then Snoke would check against it. So instead of it being a 3/2 when it checks, it's checking it when it's a 4/3, bringing it down to a 2/1. So the Stolen Landspeeder would survive. Someone said, is the intro Battle Hoth premiere legal? It's not legal until it's officially out, but if you want Battle for Hoth cards to use in your deck, or the leaders, it's not legal until it's officially released. So another question was about Chewbacca from Jump to Lightspeed, which is the 5 for 5/6, or you can pilot it and give +3/+3 to a vehicle, but his main effect is this unit cannot be defeated or returned to the hand by an enemy card ability. And they said the non-active player controls the Chewbacca. I play bounty on it, and then on my next action, I play Spare the Target, returning an enemy non-leader unit to its owner's hand. Collect that unit's bounty. So the process is that you do get to collect it because you're choosing a unit that has a bounty on it. This doesn't go back. So that just happens. So Chewbacca has a bounty. You play Spare the Target. Target the Chewbacca. Chewbacca says, hey, I don't return back to the hand. Okay, well, Spare the Target just says, return a non-leader unit to its owner's hand. I'm choosing the Chewbacca. Chewbacca says, I don't return to hand because that's my ability. And then you just say, well, I'm going to collect the bounty anyways on that unit. Oh, here's another one I thought was interesting, and it was answered, which is good, by one of the FFG staff members, or from Tyler, which is, how does Bamboozle interact with pilot leaders? As we should all know, if a leader somehow changes sides or gets it either gets returned to the hand or switches sides, then it's just destroyed. So how a lot of people are like, well, someone was like, well, how would Bamboozle work? Because Bamboozle, let's read Bamboozle verbatim to make it easier. 2, you may discard a yellow card from your hand instead of paying this event's cost. exhausted a unit, and return each upgrade to its owner's hand. A leader that returns to the hand is defeated. This will be covered by the rule. So the rules will update to indicate this, but it does get defeated. Let's see. Someone also asked, Bamboozle versus Kylo's lightsaber on a force unit. Can Bamboozle exhaust a force unit that has Kylo's lightsaber attached? I believe the answer is no, as it's all one ability trying to resolve at the same time rather than do one part then recheck the game state. But that I'm not entirely clear on A, whether that's correct, and B, what supports the rule. Kylo's lightsaber says, if attached to a force unit, it gains this unit cannot be exhausted by an enemy card. Bamboozle, exhaust an enemy unit and return each upgrade to its owner's hand. So the way it would work is you would play Bamboozle, target the unit, you would bounce all the upgrades back to their hand, but the unit would not be exhausted. So what someone asked, what happens if an effect instructs you to search or look for cards, but there aren't enough cards left? They use Darth Vader. They said Darth Vader instructs you to search the top 10 cards, but you only have 7. You just look at as many as possible. Even if you can't fulfill the full 10, you still look and see if you can meet the conditions, and then you move forward. Any card, if it's Infernal, Infernal 4, which is one played or one defeated, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put any of them on the bottom of your deck and the rest in the top in random order, or in any order, not random order. So you just look for as many cards as you can, regardless of if you have the exact amount. So if it says search the top 5, but you only have 3, Vader, if it says search the top 10, but you only have 3, you just look at as many as possible. You fulfill that role of search. With that being said, for right now, these are kind of some of the questions that I saw that were kind of interesting, or kind of something that needed probably more clarification for people who aren't 100% sure. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Please be safe out there in our big galactic world of ours, and I'll see you around.